I'm Rosy Hardy, it's Rosy Hardy Gardening, and we're going to go through with a few plants because the hot weather is coming, and here in the UK there are one or two things you can do to help your garden carry on without needing to waste water or you get scorched by going out there trying to water plants and resurrect them when it's not going to happen. So please, if you find the information of interest, we have other videos, and do subscribe to the channel. Okay, so I've got plant material here which you'll understand is in containers, and this works with container plant or plants that you are growing in your garden from the point of view that you will find that while you have got this hot weather, they suddenly do this. They wilt down and they really are in a sorry state. Now, rather than let them just wilt back down, use up their energy trying to survive, you should go in there and you should cut them down. And this is where your snips come in really, really handy. So just getting hold of the plant like so and actually cutting it right the way back down to the bottom is what you need to be doing. And this is where you will see, so this bit of plant material comes off the plant. The plant is not trying to put any of its energy into saving this material, and you cut it down like this. Now this won't matter in the border because there will be other plants that grow over the top. Once we get the rain, we get the cooler weather, the plants will regenerate and come back up. So this was a Melittis, this would have been in the shade, and shady areas are really quite bad at getting dry because you've got trees and shrubs which are taking the moisture away from the ground cover plants. So do let the ground cover plants have a little bit of a rest. In some countries, especially in parts of Europe, herbaceous perennials are already dying down naturally and having a summer deciduous moment because they know that they're just not going to be able to cope. And it really does help. It means that you can get things to look a little bit tidier. You'll have things like this, which are Nepeta, and they've gone over. You've kept this top growth because there's still a little bit of flower, and gardeners are really reluctant to cut down anything when there is still flower on there. But to make your plants much healthier and happier, it is good to cut them down. Now with these, it's better to just take out the really big old stems. And you can see I'm not doing this in the same way as I did the other plant. The other plant, I grabbed it like that and cut right the way through. But with this one, I am being careful and I'm taking out all of the old areas there of plant material that has actually flowered. And what you can see, if I leave this as a half and half plant, you can see this is all the new growth coming here and this is the old growth here. Now they're trying to keep this going. That's not good for the plant. Get rid of that excess. This young stuff will come back, and once we get the rain, this will come up and flower really, really nicely. So that is something to do with things like that. So that will work with Nepetas, it will work with Salvias, and your other plant material that it's always good with is things like your hardy geraniums. Now this is a beautiful hardy geranium. This is Cloud 9. Again, it has got all of these old flower heads here. Now you could do the just taking out the flowers and leaving this growth here, but it's going to get really, really hot. And I would still suggest with this type of hardy geranium, this is a pratense type, and you can see it's got lovely new growth in the base here. I would actually go just that bit lower, just because it will help the plant, and the plant will be much, much healthier and happier for it in a couple of weeks' time. So you can see all the new growth coming through. This is one that was done about 2 weeks ago, and look how it's coming back, looking really, really healthy, even putting on some flower head. Now this is one that if you've already cut back, you can keep watering this, but remember when you water your garden, it is not an over the top with your hose pipe and your lance. Direct at a plant and make sure it's not over the top of the plant. You are directing water into the base of the plant. Buckets of water, hose pipe without a lance on, just directing it in, using a watering can without a rose so that you can get the nozzle down here, the water is going straight to the plant, is by far the best way of doing it. We're doing this filming early in the morning, therefore it is cooler. One, it's better for you, and it's also better for the plants if you're going to be doing your watering then. Please do rehydrate yourself if it starts to get better. Do not do any of the gardening work during the day because that's no good for you. Plants like this are going to recover quite nicely. Things which you have cut back down like this will sit like this for at least a week or so, especially while there's hot weather, but do not try to water those. Wait until you get some lovely cool weather and the hot scorching weather has disappeared. So cutting back and making your plants healthier like this will mean that the plants will remain looking good for you right the way through, and they will recover, and that is the way to look after them. So please do go out there to your herbaceous perennials. Even some of your annuals won't mind having a cut back just to stop having all this growth from losing water. If you've enjoyed the video, please do subscribe to the channel.